Today we will learn about work. In physics, work has a very precise mathematical definition. Say you have a body and you apply a force and you displace the body from A to B, a distance of S. Work is defined as being the product of force and displacement. So this is the mathematical definition of work. W equal to F into S, which means that you may have a tall building and you may apply a force. Obviously, the building will not move, so displacement is 0. In this case, work done is 0. So even though you may apply a force, if that force does not produce any displacement, the work done is said to be 0. Secondly, you may have a body like this. Maybe this is a suitcase and you are dragging it with a rope from A to B. In this case, there is an angle theta between the force and the displacement. So our definition of work will also have to incorporate the angle. That you will do in class 10. In class 8, we do the simple case where the force applied on a body produces the displacement in the direction of the force. So if you note here, the force and the displacement are parallel. They are in the same direction. Finally, let's discuss the SI unit of work. Work is F into S. If force is 1 Newton and S is 1 meter, then work is 1 Newton into 1 meter, which is 1 Newton meter. Now you may recall that 1 Newton meter is also the definition of torque, but torque has a different definition and work is different. Therefore, to distinguish this, we give work a unit called the joule. So the SI unit of work is the joule. SI unit of work is joule. And what is joule? 1 joule is the work done when 1 Newton force produces 1 meter displacement in its own direction. So just to recap, work is defined as F into S, where F is the force and S is the displacement in the direction of the force. Second thing, for work to be done, the force has to produce displacement. Say, for example, you are standing with a heavy load on your head. You are applying a force on the load, but because you are not moving, the work you do is 0. Third thing, sometimes the force produces a displacement at an angle, in which case the definition of work becomes a little more complicated because we have to put in the angle also, but for that you have to reach class 10. Lastly, the SI unit of work is joule. What is a joule? 1 joule is the work done when 1 Newton force produces 1 meter displacement in its own direction. Now think about this. Say we do some work in lifting a stone and putting it here. So whenever you do work in lifting a stone and giving it some height, like say you are throwing a stone, in that case, that work that you do on the stone is converted into energy. Similarly, you may throw the stone, that is, you may impart a velocity to the stone. So the work that you do in throwing the stone will give some energy to the stone. In one case, you are changing the position of the stone by lifting it. In the other case, you are increasing or imparting a velocity to the stone. In either case, the work done is stored as energy. What are the forms of those energies? We will discuss it in the